Jules, you have Romancing Miss Bliss, or The Dentist's Dilemma, coming here to the Thameside Theatre. This sounds, even the title sounds different, even the rehearsed reading idea sounds different, so tell us a little bit about this.
So, this is a brand new play, hasn't been out on tour yet, that's planned for next February, so we're testing the water with it at the moment. A rehearsed reading is exactly what it says. The cast has rehearsed the play, but they don't know it, they're not word perfect. So they will have the scripts with them and they will be reading it, but you're still going to get a performance. So the reason we're doing this is to develop the play and make sure that it's actually something that people want to come and see. As you can imagine, the job of a playwright is quite insular, quite lonely, a bit like writing any sort of book. So we want to make sure that the play we take out is what people want to see. It's quite expensive to stage a play, so we're testing it out with these rehearsed readings and inviting people to comment on it and tell us what they think, say whether they liked it, if they thought it was funny. It's supposed to be a comedy, they might think it's a tragedy, in which case we're barking up the wrong tree completely. So it's just testing it out and seeing how we can make it as good as it can possibly be.
And if it is as good as, what happens next after that? If it's successful, where does it go from there?
So we've had 2 rehearsed readings already. Thurrock will be our 3rd. Then our playwright is going to collate all the comments together and see what people, which way it's going, if there's something people strongly feel one way or another. And then we go on tour in February. We're going to Ipswich, Chelmsford, Colchester and Southend with the full stage production. So if any Thurrock residents come and see it here and contribute to it and want to see the finished product, there will be an opportunity for them to see the whole thing.
If I start right at the beginning again, the title. Is it 2 titles and what's that about?
So the whole title is Romancing Miss Bliss or The Dentist's Dilemma, and we're looking back then to sort of Shakespearean tragedies and Restoration comedies when they often had 2 titles. And if you remember Blackadder, sometimes they had 3 or 4 or 5 different titles. So not that we're putting ourselves on the same level as Shakespeare, but it is that kind of nod to the fact that you can say so much in a title. And we want to, and it's that comic element, Romancing Miss Bliss, what does that mean? But the dentist's dilemma? Who's the dentist? What's the dilemma? So we're teasing with the title.
Talking about the title or the titles, but what's it actually about?
Well, it's about people who write romantic fiction. So there's romantic fiction, I don't know if you know this, is the biggest selling literary genre in the world. Mills and Boon sell something like 50 copies a second or so, some ridiculous amount. So there's this huge audience for people wanting to read about romance. And there are some incredibly interesting characters who write romance. So we're just taking a little peek at a couple of people who write these stories and why do they do it.
Is it actually in the main theatre in here?
It's not going to be in the main theatre because we want to give it that intimacy, and the theatre here is quite big, and it's only a very small cast. So we're actually going to do it in the foyer here, so you can come, it's be very, very relaxed, you can come and get a drink, sit back and enjoy just listening. It'll be a little bit like a radio play. So we want to keep that intimacy, and the chairs here are very comfortable. You can just sit back and relax and just listen and let the words flow over you. And also, what is unique about this, I think, is the fact that it's a pay what you decide night. So there's no ticket price, you don't need to book, you can just turn up, and if you think it's worth 10p, drop 10p in the bucket. If you think it's worth more than that, ticket prices for the theatre can now be very expensive, and we're not inviting you to see a whole play, a stage performance. There's no costume, there's no set, it is the reading, so we wanted to keep it really accessible to people. So if you fancy coming along and just dipping your toe in the water to see what it's like, you just pay what you decide at the end.
When's it on?
It is on Tuesday the 17th of November at 8:15 at the Thameside Theatre.